We are live in just a second.
All right,
Now.
good evening.
Okay, we're live now.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Parks Board of October 8th, 2025 to order. In attendance, Alan Hobbs, Mike Bupp, Nicole Bocek, right, sorry, Christina Carr, myself, Tim Pike, Terry Pierce. Terry?
Welcome back, Terry.
Welcome back. Yeah. Gail Partain, our great news, excuse me. Ashley Springer, I skipped one. And Preston King, town staff. And online is Niles.
Yep.
I guess that's where I go next here. Any announcements? The next meeting will be November 5th, 2025.
We have no announcements at this time. I think Alan might just talk about a couple of things from the commissioners' meeting that we can talk about then.
Yep.
Well, I'll announce in the next meeting, right?
Sorry, what?
The next meeting, November 5th, right?
Yep, correct.
And just on a side note, I won't be in town. I'm just saying. I'll be in Alberta.
Okay.
There you go.
Should we ask him about that, or? Well, you deserve a break. Okay, citizens' comments on the agenda items. I hear and see none. All right, you want to approve the minutes, then we'll bring you up, okay? Did everyone look at the minutes for September 10th, 2025?
I did.
Okay, any discussion on those minutes? Can I have the ever popular motion then? We've got a motion here by Christina, second by Terry. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, how many is that? 4, 5, 6, 8?
I'm telling you, yeah. Look at that.
Look at that, huh? Wow, 8-0. Full boat. All right, minutes approved, okay. Our Eagle Scout, right? You want to come up? Fill us in? The last time you were here, you were talking about your Bluebird boxes, correct? And you want to give us an update?
Kind of,
Please, please do.
I think.
We'll help you, how's that?
Name and address.
I'm
If you wish.
Jade Tiemann, and I live on Space Hill Road. So I know I was here like last month, I believe, to just like talk about the general idea that we had for an Eagle project. And since then, I've researched more on like the actual Bluebird boxes. And before I can send the proposal that I've made, that I think I sent to Mr. Hobbs and
Commissioners, yep.
Mr. King, I couldn't get anyone else's email because it wasn't on the town page, and I also didn't know who to email it to otherwise. Sorry.
That's okay, they'll fill us in.
Yeah.
You-
But I emailed like the sort of finished BSA proposal because they offer the outline basically. And I think I kind of just need to make sure it's approved by everyone here, and then I need to obviously get it signed before I can send it to Scout, the like council level. So I don't know.
So what we do, you're looking at what the procedure, what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll say, let's move forward with it. We'll take a vote on it, and then I'll sign it. Then you'll take it to your next level.
Yeah.
And it'll go from there.
And just because you emailed all the commissioners, we'll have Alan in his role as a liaison. We'll just communicate that to the town commissioners. There's no need, because there's no budget item or anything like that associated with this. There's no need for the commissioners to formally approve it. You have already contacted and gotten approval last month from this body, and Preston and I discussed your actual proposal, and we were on board with it. So there's nothing further you need to do other than, you've informed everyone, and then we'll formally at the next commissioners meeting, Alan will let everybody know, and so you'll be good to go.
Okay. Thank you.
When are you
Now,
gonna
do you
start?
have the documents with you now?
I have
What do you need signed?
So I have the sheet that I need signed, and then I know I emailed the proposal to you. I don't want to print out that many sheets.
You only need one.
Yeah, no, I have this sheet that we need the signature on, and then I have on my phone, and then also in your emails, the actual like full written out proposal. But I think the only thing I actually physically need signed is the paper I have.
Okay. Now, in the past, most Eagle Scouts, they get a folder started through Ring, and they'll have everything in there. They'll bring it to me. I'll review it and I'll sign it off. That's how it's normally. So, that's our next step for me.
Yeah.
Is to sign that. You got to get your folder and everything in place, and you don't have to wait for next Parks Board meeting. You can call me, then we can arrange a meeting, and then I'll sign it so you can keep things moving. Okay.
Yeah.
And I do like your project. And then there's another Eagle Scout, he's going to do the lagoon. So,
Preston's contact information.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come back here.
Okay.
We'll just, or actually, when you're done, you can tell us about it. How's that? How it went? We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
okay, now you're on the way.
Based on Preston and myself, I mean, obviously, I'm going to present, or, let my fellow commissioners know, but we are moving forward. We're good.
And if you need help, we can help you build them. How's that? Terry's really good with a hammer.
And I did read it was nicely written, so it was good
Thank
all the way
you.
around. Now, like I said, get a book started. That's the best thing. Keep
Yeah.
track of all your stuff. All righty?
Yep.
Now, Brady, what time schedule are you thinking about getting started, or, are you going to try to get it done this year, springtime, fall? I'm just saying, trying to, just out of curiosity.
I think it's, from what I've read, it's recommended to have them up in January. The birds, if they're not here, aren't going to know. And it's just recommended to have it before, like, the birds start coming back. So
With the
before
breeding
March.
season, you got to get it in, so when they migrate
February or
through, the homes will be
Yeah.
in. So you're going to try to get it done this winter time then?
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. That's great. Okay. Thank you.
Exciting. I have a father of 2 Eagle Scouts. It's a lot of fun. Work on it, enjoy it, because in 10 years, you'll look back and say, I did that. You really will.
Very small fraternity.
Yeah.
A lot of presidents were Eagle Scouts too, just let you know.
Astronauts.
Yep. Anyways, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so. Not right
Ed,
now.
do you have any questions for us? You are, right? Yeah. Your mother told me that. You're an Eagle Scout. My Mikey.
I did not know that. That's a fun fact I did not know.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike.
Good night. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you, Jade. Appreciate it.
it. All right.
We're good.
My list, okay.
Thanks.
Alan, we've been doing Eagle Scouts over 20 years now.
What's that?
Oh,
We've been helping them for over 20 years now.
20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
20, 25
Brian's
years.
35.
I'm waiting for an Eagle Scout to have their son come or daughter come through that we
Yeah.
did years ago. We've been here long enough, Tim. You and I could see that.
It's
Who,
wild.
who approves their project? Is it the commissioner, scouts?
Preston, more or less, and
No, for the scout level.
The scout level, they have.
They have district,
they have a board that will approve it. They have a board.
review
Eagle
and
board,
everything.
yeah. It's pretty intense.
The only time the commissioners get involved is when there's large sums of money, grants that
Right.
they request. We only really had one that was larger, and that's the last one that he won the international.
The pollinator patch.
Yeah,
they
he
wanted
did
to-
pollinator patch. So he did it was Eagle Scout, and there was another thing.
He did a conservation award, and he won another. He won a big.
Oh, he
national
did,
award for that,
and
yeah.
so the town was a little bit more involved financially on that, and he ended up winning international
Yeah, award for
level
3 different
awards.
things. If you ever have a chance to go over there, Macaulay Circle Pond,
Yep.
it's amazing, the pollinator patch.
Yep.
I was there in the rain planting.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun.
So, and like Tim's 3 sons, they had projects that benefited the whole town, and we had stairs put in, we had batting cages put in, if I'm not mistaken.
Bullpens,
The bullpen.
bullpens
yeah.
at Stevens, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing I think it's good for the community, because we guide them, and they really do help the community, and we just had benches put in around the ponds. So, and they work, and the Eagle Scout Corps people, they work well with the town too. They keep it right here, which is, I like, on that.
Oh, we have a very active troop in town.
Oh,
Very
big
active
time,
troop, yeah.
big time, big
496.
time.
Okay, we good with there? Okay. You want to go to new business, or we don't have any old business, right?
Right.
Okay. So is that old business or new business?
What we're doing now, I guess, I think I put it under new business just
Okay.
because we,
Possible recommendation for a traffic order for Hughes Road.
yep.
You want to give us an
Okay.
update, please?
Yep.
Thanks.
So at the September Parks Board meeting, a discussion took place regarding parking situation on Hughes, and in previous meetings, I just wanted to make it clear where this followed from. Specifically, the curve on Hughes that leads to the intersection of Hughes and Wooten. Since the last meeting, town staff has focused on observing this stretch of road, including capturing video, which I will show in a second, of the intersection in the early morning. While this area is used by school buses taking children to local schools. Based on these observations, staff proposes creating a no parking area starting from the intersection and stretching past the curve on the east side of the road, as shown in the map in the agenda packet. That's the last page of the packet. So we're going to eliminate parking in this area where there's the greatest danger to really from the parking, as current parking on the curve forces buses and other vehicles to move around to the oncoming traffic lane. The question for the Parks Board is whether the Parks Board would like to recommend the issuance of a traffic order for this stretch of Hughes, and whether there should be no parking at all times or only during high traffic time periods, such as school pickup and drop off. And then after that, there's a vote of the commissioners if you so recommend, and then we go from there. So let me show you the video first, and then if you have any questions, we'll go from there.
Wow.
See.
No room.
No, no.
Is that a person on the side? Yeah.
There's a scooter coming by, or a bike coming by the other way too, and so it sort of shows that there's no room. And you'll see here where the other car is oncoming. You know, it creates a much narrower traffic lane when they are parked there. And I think part of it is that the curve, you know, just makes it a little bit harder to see that whole stretch, around that whole stretch.
It's a
And-
sharp turn, actually. It's a really
Yeah.
sharp turn in there.
Oh, okay.
Limited sight plane.
Yep.
If we eliminate parking on one side, the east side, will they go to the west side?
Well, so part of it, I think, is that the west side doesn't have a curb, and it's sort of farther set back from the houses. So I think that we'll have less of an issue on that side than it is the current side that we have, because the curve kind of curves along that way rather than on the outside. Sort of it curves kind of towards the outside. But I mean, if you feel we need to do it on both sides, you know, we can definitely have that recommendation and move forward that way.
Okay.
All right.
And I think I had talked to Niles earlier today about that same location. The townhouses where whoever was videotaping that in that townhouse parking lot, there's a lot of young kids that actually during the summer and the warmer months definitely play ball and kick ball and everything else. So, and the ball has obviously goes down that little the slope of the parking lot, and I've had to stop a few times. But again, it's just such a busy corner with Wooten, or the intersection. Wooten, that area, my issue, and what I always see all the time, and this morning, was it this morning or yesterday? There was 3 cars parked on that curb, and it was yesterday, it was 14 spots open in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if they have only 2 parking spots per unit,
That's what I understand.
but at the same time, there's some visitor parking spots that are parked on where that curb is across the little median and then there, and they are parallel with the curb. So, it's an area of, you got the curb, the traffic, there's plenty of bicyclists, there's walkers, a lot of young kids. That intersection is it's just not conducive to having cars parked on it at all. As a matter of fact, I mean, even Hughes Road itself, even down between the speed bumps, there was a car used to park there for a year at a time, and every morning those buses had to stop and collect, and it's just, Hughes Road should just not have parking on it at all, to be honest with you. So,
Preston, Didn't we put stop signs up, you put stop signs up on Wooten? And that's just a time, a certain amount of time.
The no parking signs on
You,
Wooten.
you
Yeah,
said, you said stop signs.
Maybe no
No
problem.
parking.
Yeah.
What we did, yes, we did. We have two sections on Wooten. I'll call it the west side, east side. The new, recent ones are near Coalhouse. And we had an issue with a vehicle that was parking there. So once again, we have hours. They can park there in the evening, but they got to be going at 7 a.m. And
Has that been effective as far as?
yes,
you know?
yes.
How is
And now what's interesting, they don't park in there at
that
all.
side, that's-
There's never vehicles in there now.
how is that enforced? If it has to be?
it's by the police. Parking enforcement is considered a police power, and so it is governed by the Montgomery County Police Department.
So Montgomery County would have to enforce it.
So once we approve it, the commissioners approve it,
They'll send, then he'll send a notice to the captain
Right, okay,
saying, hey,
okay.
please keep an eye on this
Yep.
area,
okay.
on that. So,
Well, my only question is both sides. What do you think, Alan?
well,
Again, I've lived there for 22 years. I can tell you that there's a lot more traffic nowadays.
Yeah.
Wait till the townhouses are built,
I was gonna say-
and then you're going to have more traffic than ever. And again, it's. I don't want to speak saying it's annoying for me personally, but I've seen enough cars and buses, fire trucks, everything else, dump trucks when the school is being built, and everything else.
our town vehicles.
Well, you get
We
feedback.
don't drive small vehicles.
Right.
We're just getting around those, and we're opening parks and stuff right when the school's going. And so it really is.
It's on track.
A couple months ago, I brought it to Niall's attention. We've been watching it, and I think it's one of those spots that we're going to have a bad problem there. And I'd rather get in front of it before we actually have somebody get hit or a car collision right there. And even at night, I have a problem with it because it's such a sharp turn, and then you have the kids at the it's just a bad spot.
It's a dark spot too, even with the lights.
What's that?
It's a dark spot, even with the
Even
with the lights.
it's just,
Yep.
but that's so sharp a turn. You're zipping around, and you're right there at that intersection. And so I don't think we should have any parking. And Tim, I know what you're saying. If we close it here, will they go across the street? Very possible. But I don't think we need to put signs in there right away. It's one of those things, because we do have sign pollution too, and we got a lot of signs. If we could just live on one side at first, somebody starts parking over there, we have another meeting, and I'll get the signs in.
Okay.
So that's how I would approach it, but I just me.
Go, Christina, go
Is
ahead.
there any resident displacement issues with, like, not having, is it gonna cause anybody undue hardship to make it all no parking? I'm assuming not, but I just wanna.
I mean, I see maybe, I think one time 4, but they could have had, that was on a weekend too, so they could have had just
But in
family or
general,
something.
you buy a townhouse, you have 2 slots.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying, you know what you're getting into, and all of a sudden you add a vehicle. I mean, that's not the town's
And-
fault.
And they tend to be commercial vehicles, the ones that are there.
They
But
are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that one is a commercial.
Nicole has a comment, and then I
Yeah.
think Terry's going to go next.
I mean, go ahead.
Sorry. For people who do park on it when those signs are enforced and the law by the police is enforced, what would be consequences that would be put in place for people who don't abide by it?
So there's a couple of different things they can do. One thing that they do, and what they commonly do, is issue a warning in which they say you are in violation of the no parking, and so they can do that, which is often their first step. Second is they can be fined for it, and that fine can has some permutations where it can escalate if it's a continued issue or things like that. In certain circumstances, they can tow your car away for not parking in repeated violation of no parking lines. And also for temporary no parking signs. So if we had to, for whatever reason, for a special emergency, institute no parking, which we can on our own, that also you can be towed away for violating that because it's time sensitive. So there's various different permutations they can do depending on the scenario.
So we're going to put the no parking on the east side.
Yep.
Would that go down all the way down to Gott Street or just with the arrow with the corner?
the arrow where the corner is, because I figured we want to leave a little bit of space because that's where you start to get into driveways and single family houses and that sort of the dynamic of the road shifts there.
So the
So that
problem-
was my thought.
So the single-family home and the townhouse property line? more or
Yeah.
less.
Hmm.
Okay, so we all agree on the east side at least, right?
Have we reached out to the residents of that area to, I mean,
w-
reach out to
We
them
tried,
to
I
have
think.
Pickleball court. We reach out to them if we're gonna do this. Have we sent them?
Yeah, we have not specifically for this. For generally, in a general sense, we've talked to specific people about their parking and such, but we haven't. Yeah, we didn't send letters saying, "Hey, we're considering this change." We can do that if that's your preference, but that's not. We didn't do that for Coalhouse either, or for Wooten either, and we had no complaints about them not being notified in advance. But we can, or having it part of the discussion. But we can if you want.
I think it's a nice thing to do for our residents to be like, hey, guys, here's why we're looking at doing this, not just slap up a sign, get the heck out. I think it's a nice way to go about business, like, hey, this is why we're looking at doing this. This is the issue. I mean, I don't think it would hurt in any way, because maybe there is something that is.
Well, I've seen two of the residents that park there, watched them go into their house, so I know which houses they are. And there's visitor spots too, so, but it's,
Your video?
no, that was my visual perception. I'll get you next time.
So, okay, so we send out a letter, we get 4 to 7 people here to say, we don't want the stop sign, or the no parking sign, then what do we do? Just 3 or 4 people, do we?
Are you,
Well, I
well, are
mean-
you
know,
saying just
I'm not
an
arguing with you, I'm just
advance
saying.
notification, or are you
I'm
saying
it's not- well,
open
it
for
doesn't
discussion?
hurt to be like, hey, guys, this is what we're looking at, can you help us
This is
out?
what we're gonna do?
This is what we're gonna do.
Okay,
If it continues,
If it
we will be
continues.
putting signs.
rather we
Because then
don't
you're
want your
also
feedback.
looking at, like, I know I'm a broken record, but precedent. So now we're looking at this road. Now we're gonna go to Bodmer and look at Bodmer, people parking on the side of the road. Now we're gonna.
It's part of the
go here.
whole commission.
Do you know what I mean? That's
what we're
all
supposed to be
worried
doing.
about is the precedents. I do think it's an issue. I'm not denying that, but.
Okay.
Is there accessible street parking around there? I'm not super familiar.
Yeah.
Not really there, and that's the other part to mention, is that it's basically just the townhouses there on either side.
Right.
So it's not like like until you get to Gott is where you start to have sort of off the main street parking, to use it, that kind of language.
Right.
Which I think also it's an area that gets compressed because there isn't off streets up there and things like that.
Now, is that something we would work with, I don't know, does that one doesn't have an HOA, does it?
It does.
It does.
It's the one further down on Wooten that doesn't.
That's what I was thinking about, Summer Hill. Okay.
I also think that if we're doing this because it's creating a dangerous situation, we shouldn't put it off for months.
Yeah,
If it's actually is creating, now, we can still send letters out, I'm not opposed to, I have anything against that at all. And people can come up and explain to us why they shouldn't be there, and if they convince us, I mean, we can take the signs down, right?
Yeah. Now.
How would they
there-
convince
there-
us?
It's something, I didn't talk to Niall. There's something that I've been looking at, and I hadn't talked to Niles yet, but we did talk about it for Poolesville Day. We do own a green space right there,
yeah, I was gonna
where
ask
the
that.
old well house is. And we've been talking about developing that for parking for Poolesville Day, which we did use for Poolesville Day. Now, if we could develop that into a overnight parking only, you can't leave it more than 48 hours type of thing, that might alleviate the problem with some of it.
If
Putting
there's a
it-
problem, yeah.
Huh?
If there's a problem.
Yes, if there's a problem. But I think we should develop that for Poolesville Day anyways, but it's a piece of land we don't use.
Is that between
It's
the,
always been, what's that?
is that between the end,
Right here.
Yeah, so you have the townhouses and then you have.
has single family?
It's a nice
Yeah.
long,
Yep.
and you can fit 20 vehicles in it, but I don't want 20 vehicles parked in there. But if we could set it up, hey, overnight parking only.
Yeah.
After 7
So-
o'clock, it's got to be gone. So that would clear that road at night. When, and that's where it seems like people coming home from work, give them someplace to additional park, but not turn it into a junkyard type of thing. So, and I didn't talk to Niles, it was just one of the
Yeah.
light bulb things that just came on. But giving those people, because townhouses, it's been notorious. It's always tough on parking. And the big white truck probably physically can't park in there. And you know, being a commercial and a longer bed truck. But with that said, if we developed it with certain hours, maybe we can do that. Like Gail says, I mean, we don't want to be the bullies on the block. Give them an alternative. Hey, how about this?
Yeah.
And here's the hours. What's that, Giles?
So the only thing that I want to say about that is, so that was that's the old well one site is what he's talking about. And a couple of things to mention about that. One is my understanding, and we have to go searching in some of the history here, is my understanding is that the well one site was granted as an easement to the town. And so there might be some questions about what we can and can't do with that property, which we'd have to figure out. But that's neither here nor there. At the moment, that's just what it is. The other thing to note is that is something, doing that would definitely require letting the HOA know, because it would basically create a parking lot right in people's backyards there, for the townhouses there. And so the community itself, while it might relieve a problem, they might have other problems with it. So those are just two things to mention with that plan. Not opposed to it necessarily, but just things to mention.
I mean, there's going to be more cars as these developments come in, and, you know, we're going to have to deal with that in some way, I guess.
So you said easement. Who owns that property then?
So I'm not sure
Okay.
is the answer, because it's possible that we own it, but it's also possible that the HOA owns it, and many years ago, 40 years ago,
Then they
got
can
an easement to make it well one.
They can solve their problem then of parking.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
Their cost, right.
Move it along.
Yeah.
Okay, so east side is okay. What are the hours? Is it going to be full-time, all day, 24/7?
So that's the question. Like, obviously, the area of greatest concern, I think, is in the mornings and afternoons with the buses. But if you feel like you want it just no parking all the time, we can do that. If we want to just do it in the morning and in the afternoon, that could be it, or just during the day generally. So there's sort of three different options there. But I just wanted to see what you guys felt. Like, as we said, on Wooten, we did it there where I believe it is just, I think it is just the day, during the day, basically.
Like Cattail is.
Yeah.
I feel like on that east side, full no parking all the time, and then if we have a consistent problem with the west side, we could consider like daytime hours, but like that visibility is really dangerous.
I like that. Mr. Hobbs, what do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Full-time?
I agree. No, I'm a full-time guy. I mean, it's,
Sign, assess
I've,
it?
I mean, I traveled a lot. I traveled every day at least 3 or 4 times, and it's just, I bet you 90% of the time I have to stop and wait for a car to come. And then if it's dark, and again, we have some other younger kids that are on these electric bicycles now. Oh, and this came up in a commissioner meeting too, so I can speak to it. But
Please tell us.
they live in Hunters Run, but they always wear dark clothes even at night on a dark electric bike, and it's getting bad. And I don't mind them doing it, but they're just they're a little unsafe for me.
Well, then think about off hours. What about emergency vehicles?
Right.
How about snow removal?
Snow removal,
That
okay.
will cause a tremendous problem with snow removal.
And for snow removal, we also have authority, the town manager has the authority to declare anywhere no parking during a snow emergency. So that's also the other thing to note. And so we can update the no parking zones for that as well.
So right now, we have east side from the corner all the way down to Wooten, full-time, no parking. Anyone have any questions about that?
So, I mean, but you guys brought up earlier that west side where they're,
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's a tunnel. I mean, it's kind of like a lane and a half, to be honest with you. It's not even really, Hughes Road is really not that wide until it gets past the 4-way intersection down closer to the church, Halmos.
Complex, yep.
Yep.
Do you think people would move their cars to the other side. It didn't happen on Coalhouse. They could do, but
Yeah.
they just moved.
But the other thing, I like to visit to see if I'm pretty sure they have visitor spots in that townhouse community, and why they just can't, it's only a few cars. It's not like 8 or 6, it's like 3 or 4. That's what it is. So, when you guys are driving around in the next couple of days, just take a gander of, even at, 6 o'clock at night when people should be home from work, there's a lot of empty spaces in that townhouse community. And I know the houses are the one's perpendicular to basically where that blue arrow is, and the one in the inside corner. And I know that's convenient for them to walk closer to their house, but an extra 50 steps to their vehicle so it doesn't get hit. What happens if their vehicle gets hit? Then it's on the drivers that are using the road appropriately, so, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm with Gail. I'd like to have at least a notification or at least a conversation with them. And, that's just
Sure.
a courtesy. It's a courtesy. That's all it is.
Explaining that it's a safety issue.
Yeah.
And this is why it's being enacted makes perfect sense. Then it's not just.
So do you, I think, then do you want to say, do you want to make a recommendation now, or do you want to just have this is what we're thinking, and then send out a letter, and then next month, have another conversation?
I think that is, let's give us a month to make notification to the vehicle owners. Give them some options, relative to, using visitor spots. Figuring out if they, again, I know there's 6 to 8 spots that are empty all the time in there. So,
So we notify the owners of the property,
notify the owners of the property. And you say it's 2 spots per unit?
the HOA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I can double check, but
That's true.
based on its age, it was probably that. Now, under the code now, all residential has to have 2.5 spots by code, which basically means all the townhouses that have built since these have garages, and that's to fulfill that requirement. So you have 2 spots in your driveway and the garage. That is how all the more newer townhouses have been built, and that's to fulfill that requirement. So I think it was then 2 spots per unit.
So I say, let's do our due diligence on the 30-day
Right.
window of notification and advising them of what we want to do and want to proceed with no parking. And then we'll just have to work with them, and they're going to have to, adjust their convenience a little bit too. Again, mine is proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safety is critical in this little town. And, we keep talking about it for 6 months now, 4 months, whatever it's been. And it's just time to make a decision and draw a line in the sand, as they say.
Okay. So we need a motion for the commissioners?
Not if we're going to bring it back next month. So basically, you've given me direction
Okay.
to
Got it.
do the notification. We'll do the notification. We'll lay out kind of the plan, and then we'll come back and see what feedback we get, and then you can make a motion.
And nothing acrimonious. It's just a casual
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
No one likes surprises, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're good on that, everyone? Where's my agenda? Let's see, any old business you want to bring up?
Nope.
No, I got a question. What's going to happen
Yeah.
when the ferry crossing next door opens? I know we've talked about this with parking. Because I walk down those streets, and when you have cars, it's pretty narrow in there.
Well, again, they're going to have all of them have garages, and all of them will have driveways, and so most of the parking will be in there.
Okay.
The narrowness or not narrowness, it's about standard for what's around here. It's 20 feet wide road.
Yeah.
And so there will also be the parking that will be in the park, which will be in the far side of Ferry Crossing, what will be called a Willard's Green.
To the west.
And that will have 20 spaces in it. So that'll be on the far side of the community from where we are right now, from Town Hall. more closer to the John Pool House. So that will be additional parking in the community that they can utilize.
All right. Thank you for looking into that. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
I had a quick question. Is there going to be a sidewalk in front of the high school? On the side of the high school?
Oh, in terms of so on West Willard.
Yes.
So not not in the part down sort of closest to the street, and part of that is because part of the World Ecology Program's projects are in that sort of green space and the
Wetlands.
stormwater management and all of that.
Okay.
And so the path basically to go by the high school is to go up to the high school, down and over. So like you could still walk completely on a sidewalk. You just have to go up towards the high school and then back down. There won't be one directly across.
Okay. Thank you.
Old business, anything? Preston, Superintendent of Parks and Streets?
So,
I guess we can go to that now, right?
what's that?
Hmm?
Go to your,
That's it. Well, I thought Poolesville Day went well.
yeah.
Our new security went well. I don't know if you didn't notice it, I did my job. It was very secure. We still got to get a couple of wrinkles out of it, but in general, I felt a lot safer this year with the. I don't know if you guys noticed the concrete blocks, the big vehicles we had in place. We had a few medical emergencies, and everybody moved. Pieces moved well. We got things in and out. On that, we just had a few issues with EV people, but we worked that out. We had a nice meeting with them about making sure their people are on time and where they got to go.
What's AV?
EV, the electric
AV.
vehicles.
Yeah, I didn't know what AV was.
So, Poolesville Day, I really give it an A. I thought it went well. We were well attended. It was a constant flow all day on there. Next year will be a little different once this development comes on. I don't think it's going to be a hindrance. It would just get that settled thing. The ag tent, they really had a good show. The animals had fantastic animals on it. And I think if that stays there, I think it will grow. And it was well attended on there. We've started our fall maintenance program. This past week, we were removing all the dead trees, and then I just ordered my trees through Bernie. And so first week of November, we normally start to replace trees that we've removed throughout the year and have died due to drought and everything. So you'll see our vehicles out and about. And this fall time, we got a couple projects. I'm going to build a salt storage building on the back property. We have money for that. I'm going to build that, get that done. What else they got going? And we just got all of our snow equipment up and running. We had to order one new salt spreader. We'll be fully electric on our salt spreaders, no more gas motors or anything like that. So, which is, I didn't do it because they are electric. They're very efficient. I like efficient technologies. But if electricity works, I love it. If it doesn't, I don't like it. So anyways, all of our salt spreaders have been converted over, or 4.5 yard. So they're big. They're big. And so we're getting ready. We've got our contracts out. We're waiting to get a couple of those back on that. You know, last year we had one of our busier years. It wasn't big storms, but we had a lot of 3-5 inches. And my staff, I have almost all my staff back again. So we should be able to give the same service to the town as we've done in the past on there. But we are due for a winter, guys. I'm just telling you. I've been through a couple winters that it presses our equipment, it presses our personnel. So, anyways, we're going to try to get some aeration and seeding done, but the ground's so hard. The drought. This, like I said, this is the third summer, third fall. And I need to get my soccer field seeded up, but the conditions have not been right for the soccer fields. And as soon as we try to, I thought we were going to get enough rain last night, and it was still a 1/10 of an inch. And underneath is rock hard. So some of the conditions aren't where I like them, but I got to work with, we don't water, you know, we're a water conscious community, so we don't water our sports fields. So I got to work within the parameters, you know, what I have and everything on that. Pickleball courts are done. And they look good too. They really come out really good. I think they're very happy with it.
Good night, Gail.
Yep. Then we just had the basketball court resurfaced over at Helmos Park. I got to raise the goals this week, and I think it will be painted this week. And then they'll color it. It has a cure for 8 months to get the oils out of it. Then we'll come back and color it again. And but we might not color that. I haven't decided if we're going to go that route because I don't think the basketball guys were worried about the coloration. As long as we give them nice white crisp lines, I think they're normally happy with it. And so we'll see, save some money on that for another project.
If you do color, do you have to recolor it every so many years?
No, it normally lasts about 10 years, believe it or not. The colorization does a pretty good job on it. But anyways, like I said, I don't think we're going to have to do it. That one was, and then it was cracked up badly, so we had to do some work. And but anyways, that got done. The other basketball court, Stevens, was done a couple years ago. So our right now, our courts and stuff are looking good. People are happy with them and everything. I think our next things we'll be starting to work on Elgin Park, trying to get some new rims in there and everything. And then I guess when is the pickleball scheduled in there?
I want to say it's like a couple of years. I want to say it's like 28, but let me just check
so,
that.
Anyway, so that park will have another surface put in there and everything. So that's where we're at. I mean, we're just, this is normally a pretty busy time for me. And Oktoberfest is in 2 weeks. The scarecrows, again, people are out doing themselves. Actually, really, it started out so small, but it creates a lot of work for us. I'm just saying. But it's worth it, though. I think it really looks so good out there.
Like yours.
That one come out pretty good, too. That's all Tara on that. And let's go back to Poolesville Day. It cost me 3 more days of work for the security because we put the concrete blocks out Friday night. We normally don't work Friday evening, but we did it, of course, during the day. And then Sunday morning, we were back in here pulling the blocks out of the commercial district. So things do have a cost of manpower and time and stuff like that. And we went and we purchased 10 concrete blocks. So I had been borrowing them from the Jamersons, and it's to the point now we have to own our own. And I'm going to probably have to get an additional probably 8 to 10 because I have to shut this development down. Anyways, it's just, once again, our security is premium now. We got to do it. And so, but it wasn't a heavy cost. 10 blocks is $450, which is not bad.
So that development will be open by next year.
Right, but we'll close the road
They'll be able to go
107, and they'll be able to exit
Glassway, yeah.
Glassway.
Okay.
On that.
As long as
So,
they know that.
like I said, it's not, but I had to close that full opening.
Oh,
I had to
yeah,
take
yeah.
some blocks and
As
stuff.
long as they know that.
They will know that by then.
I hope
And
so.
our little greenway we put in at the corner across from the barber shop. We used all of Gale's water up. I should wait for the bill on that. Somebody kept turning it off. I'm like, what?
Oh, you're
I'm
talking about Gale
Who's
Park?
terrorizing me? She goes, you've been using all of our water off.
Oh, yeah, he thought it was.
And her
someone taking a
boss said,
shower.
use all the water. Said, use all the water you need. I'm like, who is turning my water off?
No, but everybody else in the
What do you mean, is that Gale Partine Park up
I
there?
was going, hey, I was going to one of my traps out there. It was. But look
by and the
at
water
look
was
how
going
green it
everywhere,
turned
then shut
out.
up.
We're in a drought, and you got the greenest garden in the neighborhood.
raining out, can we?
And the trees look good.
Water's going down the street.
Yeah. But anyway, so I thought that really sharpened that corner up. And then Bernie, they're working with the owners, and they might give us another corner and a little more area to expand the greenway in there.
And all the signs are showing up now.
What's that?
There's a lot of signs up there now.
It looks good though. I mean, it just. But anyways, once again, the owners were very, very nice to us about let us doing that. And so, anyways, I thought it was a nice little addition to that corner right
What color trees are they? Red?
They're red. Yep, red maroon type of thing.
look good.
And I think they're going to be really sharp. They might be only temporary though, because they still have Bernie's working on a master plan, and I'll just end up transferring them to another park or something like that. They won't go to waste. But my goal was to get it ready for Poolesville Day, and I think it was a good show.
Yeah, it looked nice.
In there all the way around.
job.
No.
Park,
And
park.
I think we're going to help out with Elizabeth Delight. We did a little work on that bed, and there's actually a beautiful stone structure back in there. And the people who live there, it's their responsibility, but they kind of aged out.
You can't do it.
They can't, and he used to do a fantastic job. So it's on my list this fall time. I'll go in, we'll clean it up. Yeah, we're gonna pull a lot of stuff out. We'll get it back to a nice look, on there. We'll take care of that. Well, that's gonna be like on my December project type of thing. So we'll get that all buttoned up and squared away, and I'll work with them. They're nice people.
He's a good guy.
What's that? Yep, he just aged out, basically. I mean, it just,
yeah.
and they did a tremendous job for years. And it just, all of a sudden it noticed, and so we went in, we cleaned up for Poolesville Day, got a nice hole, you could read it. But we're gonna remove some of the stuff and remulch it. We got a plan for it though. And if you guys see anything, other areas that need to be addressed, let me know. She pointed out a tree that's getting taken care of next week. Safety. You guys are my best eyes. Timmy does a great job. You guys do a good job too.
Down by the new sidewalk, Wooten and Fisher,
Uh-huh.
107, there's a guide wire that goes across the sidewalk. You can't really walk to the far right if you're going south.
I don't know what we can do because that hole is up.
Maybe they can move it somehow.
Yeah.
You have to move it.
That's their prerogative where they put the guide wires. We can ask,
I
but
think the guide wire was there first. The sidewalk
Yeah.
came in second.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Timmy, but it's
That's, I mean,
one of those things I just can't cut that one out.
could be liability. No, don't cut it out. No. No, don't cut it out.
So I've cut a few wires, but I'm not cutting that. Actually, we just pulled down the old power for the Christmas lights. We had to remove that so they could remove the telephone poles. So I'm hoping the next couple of weeks I can get something re-engineered so we have lights coming east. Right now, we just have the two, and I'm gonna try to bring it back to the older part of the neighborhood, which I should be able to do. I just need time. That's the biggest thing, is time, is getting those things done. So we'll get that time.
We do a great job. Thank you.
All right, there we go.
All right, my turn. All right, so I was going to actually piggyback a little bit on to Preston. I'm glad you brought up Elizabeth's Delight because you and I talked about that a while ago, and you just mentioned everything. But I had also mentioned the Niles probably add Hunter's Run 2 entryway stone walls that are there on both sides of Tom Fox and Fisher. They're just need some cleaning. But, I don't know if you guys actually check any of the mortar joints or anything like that, if they ever pop, or, just something to put on the spring schedule. Nothing major. The other thing I want to piggyback on is Poolesville Day. Poolesville Day, the volunteers, the staff, all of our people were just amazing. And it was the first time that I could actually see it from the inside out, being a commissioner now. Completely different perspective than just being a resident. A lot of positive comments from our state delegates, our council members, our VIPs from the breakfast that we had at the elementary school. People love coming out here. And the more we beautify our town goes a long way with how they direct and guide some of the funding. So kudos to everybody. It's a lot of work. But yeah, it's just, again, like you said earlier, saw a couple of your crew the other day taking some trees down in Hunter's Run that were, dead and very safety conscious, stopping traffic, even if it was people on the sidewalk. So, again, that's good. I had a meeting on Monday morning with Montgomery County DOT and a couple of the heads, along with a couple of the Rustic Road Advisory Board members, Jim and Link, and a couple of farmers as well. So the Rustic Roads, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. A lot of the rural areas are starting to be overgrown, non-maintained, in need of serious repair, and it's more than like pulling teeth. So we had a powwow the other day, followed up with, ironically, it was National Farmers Day yesterday, so I was down in Rockville with getting a proclamation for that for Poolesville and a bunch of the farmers, and so I talked to Marilyn Balcom, our council member, since she sits on the transportation, and I know it's come full circle, but I'm starting to get a little bit more, a lot more involved with the Rustic Road programs because Hughes Road's a disaster. They tried to repair it, and it's actually became worse. I don't know how it's possible. They have, I don't know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's going to be a lot of work to get them to come out and start fixing some of the stuff right. And it's a lot of time. They're talking about like 2 to 3 years after the repairs. I'm like, Why would you waste 30% of your money to repair something that you're going to come out and tear up in 2 years anyhow? So, but again, it's common sense logic versus just putting lipstick on a pig. So,
Ellen,
yes.
what's a rustic road? Some people don't know that.
So rustic road is the rural roads that a lot of the farmers use. Hughes Road, Sugar Land was a rustic road. Club Hollow is a rustic road. But
Jerusalem Church Road.
it is, so when.
Or the cattail too.
Part of Cattail?
I'd imagine it is, yeah. So
Jerusalem.
when it's harvest season and our farmers are trying to get down the roads and they can't because either the canopies are dragging down, there's potholes or anything else that are in these roads, they got to slow down, go over, or they have the ability to have, break something. But again, the rustic roads are supposed to maintain proper drainage, but over years of all the soil and everything and all the water runoff, what happens is they don't clean it, so the water puddles on, and it just, again, they don't maintain the roads. So let's go down West Willard and down past the old River Road where the Summit Hall was. So, my thoughts are during harvest season, literally have a couple of the guys come down those roads and have our powwow with Montgomery County DOTs and our council members and advisory boards, because it's important for them to actually see the true vision and the optics of what we have to deal with all the time. And again, we've been talking about it for years. If they could provide some funding for us, we won't have to bother them for they only have to trim trees like every 3 years, 2 to 3 years. It's not like every year, twice a year. So it's just that, again, we generate a lot of tax revenue out here, and we just don't get the chance to see what should come back to us. And, I'm kind of that, I don't know, financial guy that just says it doesn't make sense. And you guys like to promote us, and you like to use the school as the number one school in the state, but you need to show us more than just lip service. So, but anyhow, we are making traction on that. And what they did tell us yesterday, and Bernie had mentioned that he calls Dallas 311, and eventually they'll put a work order in, and they'll eventually get to the roads. But again, he said it took three tries in a year. They finally came out and trimmed some trees. But, it's a lot. It's a lot of roads. They have small crews. They only have like 7 guys on a crew, have like 4 or 5 crews all around the entire county, So, some of the resources they don't have is pretty staggering to me. A roller. I don't know how you don't have a roller or mini paver. I don't understand how this, they don't have that. No. They tamp it by hand or vibroplate. Literally, they have no roller. Nope. Yeah, so it all goes back, Gail, it all goes back to, well, we don't have the funds. We don't have the funds. So from Bud Road, if we needed to blacktop, mill out and blacktop from Bud Road to River Road, or from Hughes to River, and that stretch that goes past the Polo Grounds, it's about $2 million. So, but again.
That program was put in, what, the 90s or something?
Yes, and if you guys can go online and you can see a rustic road comprehensive plan, it's comprehensive. But again, you also have the people that don't want to touch it because of the environment, So there's got to be a mid-ground in order to benefit both parties. There has to be. So, but again, that was, I wouldn't say eye-opening to me, just educational. But again, I like to get perspective on both sides, so we can make the best decision for us. And I think we deserve it. So, and I'll work with our council members and our delegates and all that stuff. So, and that's basically my report tonight. I know I probably went over and above Mike Butt time, but
Giles, do you have a report for us? Anything?
Nothing further at this point, I think, unless there's any questions.
Could you give us an update on the streetscape next time, maybe? What's going
Oh,
on?
I can give you a brief update now if you want.
Yeah.
So, sure. So we literally, like last week, got the official notice to proceed from the state of Maryland to proceed with the streetscape. So either tomorrow or next Tuesday, Wade and I are going to meet with the whole team at State Highway for us to really get into the design phase of the project. So this means going, sort of section by section, surveying it, reviewing it, making sure we get everything we need in it. And then the goal is in around April-ish of next year to start the construction phase. So we have sort of now till then to kind of get through that part, and then the construction phase will be, and what we mean by beginning the construction phase is going out to bid for a contractor, that kind of thing. And then it will be in that later, probably more towards next fall, that we start the building.
And the other thing I would just want to add is I'm going to an MML, Maryland Municipality League Conference this weekend, starting Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday up in Wisp. It's a bunch of the municipalities that we go over so many entities of the policies, parks, streets, all the resources we have. So during our November meeting, although I won't be in Alberta, I'll be in Poolesville. So, but I'll review that with everybody. But that's always a good time. It's a lot of. I'd imagine there's 153 municipalities in Maryland, and I bet you 100 will probably be there, most likely.
Wow.
So we get a chance to go down to Cumberland. I think Sunday.
They're doing the street tour on Sunday.
Doing the street tour and the train ride and all that good stuff. So it'll be interesting.
You're probably gonna hit Autumn Glory out there too.
It'd be pretty close. Yeah.
Parade,
Yep.
yeah.
So, but we get a chance to see a lot of our municipal colleagues that we've run into throughout the year and brainstorming. And I also know there's the meeting tomorrow for the MML Parks and Rec. But again, it's up in Tawnytown at, what was it, like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.?
Something like that.
Yep, in person. So I don't think many of us are going to make that one. But I'll get notes from for the other Gale. So and share. But that's what I have.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it. Anyone, Mike, anything to say, add? Cole, Christina? Preston?
I think we're good to go.
Well, I guess it's that time. Who wants to make a motion? Terry?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All right. Meeting is over.
Wow, look at that.
Good.
You got 7, what, 50?
57.
57, okay.